Welcome to Off the Page. I am Will Cain, and I have a first for Off the Page. I've got an outdoor live interview with Jim Geraghty of National Review. Hi, Jim.
Well, good to be here, coming to you live from the National Review South Carolina Bureau here in sunny Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. After putting together that list of 99 house races, I just thought it was so exhausting. I needed to come down here a little bit and watch the golfers behind me and just kind of take it a little bit easier these last couple of days.
Can you believe this is the place where technology is? I can sit in my apartment in New York, and you're sitting here at a golf course in South Carolina, and we're about to do an interview. I mean, what do you need MSNBC and CNN for?
Oh, absolutely nothing. Other than CNN when they have me on.
Okay, right.
Keep in mind also there's a good chance that I may get hit by a golf ball in the head as this interview continues. Anyway, carry on.
All right, Jim, so you do have an article, the 90 seats where the GOP has the best chance of upsetting a Democratic incumbent in the House of Representatives. But first, a little bit Sports Center style, I want your prediction. Will the GOP take back the House of Representatives from the Democrats this fall?
If the mood in the country is the way it is today, yes.
So if this were Sports Center, and there's a little ticker going beneath Jim Geraghty right here, you know, Cowboys, Eagles emblems, but in this case, an elephant and a donkey, you're saying yes, Republicans will take back the House. I
did I grouped them into 5 categories, and it's appropriate you say Sports Center. I came up with an NFL team for degree of difficulty, everywhere from the St. Louis Rams to the Indianapolis Colts. And somebody kind of, measured it out based on, well, okay, the 8-8 team, you figure Republicans will win half the races, etc. They come up in the neighborhood of 50 seats. And that struck me as a very reasonable way of looking at things right now. Now, it's possible the next couple of months the economy improves. It's possible some of these GOP challengers have a maca moment or have some sort of really awful moment of self-destruction. If Obama brings Osama bin Laden out of a hole in Afghanistan somewhere, that could change the dynamic. But
that could help. So let's break it down this way.
Yeah, it's the House.
Let's break it down this way, Jim. What are they going to be, in your estimation, what could be the 3 biggest surprises? Give me the seats where Democrats are holding it, they have been holding it, and there's most likely going to be a GOP upset of that incumbent.
News right in this vein coming out this morning. Chet Edwards of Texas is a 10-term Democrat. He's been there forever. He represents a very conservative, very Republican seat. But Chet Edwards has figured out how to win as a Democrat in that district for years and years and years. And so he was one of those guys early on. I was a little wary of putting him on the list, but he had a decent challenger, and he was one of the first Democrats to have really angry town hall meetings. And I remember one guy drew horns on him. I got to tell you, I don't know if he hasn't even voted for health care yet, and you're drawing horns on him. I don't know what you do if he does vote the way you don't want him. You maybe put a 3rd horn on him or something.
So Chet's won, but now come on, now Chet's in Texas, so give me 2 more and give me some surprises.
Okay, not too far from where I'm sitting, John Spratt, another South Carolina Democrat, one of those Democrats who's figured out how to win in a conservative district. He's had a few health issues. He was on the potential retirement watch for a while. He's up against a Mick Mulvaney, who might be a stronger than usual Republican contender, so I put him on that list. And I assume you're talking just Democratic incumbents. You're not interested in open seats that could be in danger.
Right.
Okay. Then probably 3rd in that category, I'll put Earl Pomeroy, another longtime North Dakota Democrat. There's still a GOP primary, and I think one guy is polling a little bit better than the others against Pomeroy. But the top of North Dakota is just going to be absolutely destructive. Tractor behind me, so if this interferes with my audio, let me know. Evidence of the good rural heartland. Just so you know, Joe Wilson is still safe.
Okay, let me ask you about a couple interesting names real quick. Alan Grayson, outspoken, venomous, on TV, making nice poster boards. Alan Grayson, is he vulnerable?
I think his term in Congress is best described as an audition tape for MSNBC.
Yeah, what hour will he get?
This is a Daily Coast contributor with all of the style that I think we're all familiar with, representing a district that was traditionally kind of moderate Republican. So this is a guy who entered Congress a little bit out of step, very much carried along by a good wave of Obama voters in 2008. I think he has a ton of money, which will probably help him. But I think in the end, if you're just out of step with the voters in your district, it's going to catch up with him. And obviously, Lord knows there's plenty of video that his opponent can use against him. There are quite a few Republicans who are lining up to run against him. I think it's another sign of indication of sensing blood in the water. But Daniel Webster is a state senator down there, I'm sure, former state senator. So this race will literally shape up as the devil and Daniel Webster.
Right.
I think Webster's probably favored in the primary, and good local state lawmakers a good shot against Grayson. Honestly, I think Grayson is toast, to be honest.
So Grayson's headed for the 11 o'clock hour on MSNBC. How about Heath Shuler, ex-NFL quarterback? I saw him on your list. Is he vulnerable?
Well, I was going to say, based on uniform numbers, I think it's very likely in the not-too-distant future the next congressman from this district will be Donovan McNabb, who now wears the number 5 for the Redskins. Shuler is one of those guys who always voted a fairly conservative line and seemed to be one of those guys who was just the right kind of fit for his district. North Carolina is going to be an interesting state to watch because I found 3 Democrats who are all in a situation where they voted against the health care bill. This triggered kind of a union uprising in their district. There's talk of a third-party bid for a one step to the left of Shuler. Also against Mike McIntyre and against Larry Kissel. I think it's not. I'd say that none of the Republicans running against him really kind of stand out that terribly strong. But this every year or every cycle, the first vote of Heath Shuler is to make Nancy Pelosi Speaker of the House. And I have a feeling that if you're in a deeply conservative district, at some point that catches up with you.
But I hear you saying there's also a chance he gets taken down from the left as well.
Well, I think it'll split whatever left vote there is in that district. So I felt his mission. I think I put him in the yellow or orange category in terms of the old Homeland Security alert level assessment of risk. Somewhere in the middle, he'll have some advantages of incumbency, but even down there, they're saying there's no way he gets out of this without a tough race this year.
Let me ask you, we're going to run out of time, but let me ask about one other district that's been in the news a lot, New York 23. So Dee Scozavaza, the Republican in that district, left, endorsed the Democrat Bill Owens, who narrowly beat Doug Hoffman, who was almost a Tea Party conservative candidate. Is that district going to get back in the news? Is Owens safe, or what are we going to find there?
Well, Owens, right after winning, promptly broke his word by voting for the health care bill and violating 4 promises he made on the campaign trail. So there's a handy talking point for whoever ends up challenging him. Hoffman has indicated he wants to run as a Republican this time. He'll be in the primary. There are a couple other local Republicans winning, interested in this particular job. I think it's a little tougher to say. I think Owens is going to have a bit of the advantages of incumbency. He obviously will have this vote holding against him. I think there are a whole bunch of races in New York. I think a good 6 or 7 of them, which you could see a Republican overtaking a somewhat vulnerable Democratic incumbent. But the problem is the New York State Republican Party. I put it that they seem to have a violent allergy to winning races. They find ways to grab defeat from the jaws of victory time after time. So I just have a little bit of hesitation about putting too much stock in New York Republicans, and this is no knock against the candidates who are going to be running very hard against these guys. I'd feel better if the top of the ticket were better for Republicans in that state, and right now it's not looking that good. Neither Schumer nor Gillibrand have a particularly tough Republican opponent in the Senate races, and while I guess things could turn out a little bit differently, it looks like Andrew Cuomo is going to waltz his way into the governor's mansion. If there was a little more top of the ticket help, I might feel better about GOP chances in seats like that.
Jim, any Republican incumbents that you find are in big danger?
Yeah, let me list them. Joseph Cao.
That's it. And he voted yes on Obamacare.
Yeah, voted yes on Obamacare the first time. Voted no the second. But other than that, you can count the number of vulnerable Republican seats on one hand because there just aren't that many Republicans left in the House anymore.
Okay. Listen, you guys can check out Jim all over National Review. You can follow me at Twitter at Will Cain. And I guess if you're ever in South Carolina at Hilton Head, you can find Jim sitting on the golf course talking politics. Thanks, Jim.
Not as often as I'd like, but whenever I can. Thanks, Will.